Ever feel like someone's kind of nudging you to believe something, without you even realizing it?
Yeah, it's like sneaky mind tricks.
Exactly.
Huh.
And that's what we're diving into today. We're going to explore suggestion, like how it shapes what we believe.
Right, and we've got some really interesting research to help us.
Oh, yeah, some wild stories about like brainwashing and stuff, crazy conversions, those sudden life changes.
It's going to be fascinating.
So by the end, we'll be pros at spotting these mind games, right?
Absolutely.
But first, let's start with role playing. I mean, we all do it.
Probably more than we realize.
Right. I was reading this study, right, where students had to argue for something they didn't even believe in.
Oh, interesting.
And guess what? They started to believe it.
Wow. That's cognitive dissonance in action.
Cognitive what?
Dissonance. Basically, when we do stuff that contradicts our beliefs, it creates this mental discomfort.
Ah, so our brains don't like that.
Nope. So to fix it, sometimes our brains try to line up what we believe with what we're doing.
Okay, I'm starting to see it. So in role playing, even if you disagree at first, making up arguments can actually convince you.
Yeah, so you trick yourself into believing it.
Wow. It's not just repeating what someone else says. It's like our brains smoothing out the wrinkles.
Exactly.
Makes me think about therapy.
Yeah.
Where they use role playing to help you see things differently.
Oh, absolutely. Like stepping into someone else's shoes.
Yeah, feeling their emotions, maybe even trying new ways to react.
Right, and that can lead to like a whole shift in perspective.
And ultimately, change what you believe. Okay, so even acting as if can really impact us.
For sure.
But let's get a little more, I don't know, intense sensory deprivation.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It kind of is. It's where you drastically reduce stuff like light and sound.
And touch, right?
Yeah, basically all external stimulation. The wild thing is, it can make you more suggestible.
Really? More.
Imagine your brain's like constantly craving information. Starve it. And any new information, even just a hint, becomes super powerful.
Wow, that's kind of scary.
It can be.
Is there like research on this?
Oh yeah, there's a great study by Professor Jack Vernon. Did you come across that one?
No, I don't think so.
He was at Princeton. He tried to change people's attitudes about Turkey, like the country.
Okay.
He used propaganda. One group was in sensory deprivation for a full day. The other, a control group, wasn't. The sensory deprivation group changed their minds 8 times more.
8 times? That's insane.
Right. It's like their brains were primed to believe anything.
So it could be used to, I don't know, manipulate people.
Definitely. Think about cults. They isolate people,
Right.
mess with their sleep, control what they eat. All this disorients them.
Makes them vulnerable.
Exactly. And then, boom, they're ready to accept whatever the group's pushing, whether it's crazy beliefs or total obedience.
It's like real life brainwashing.
It kind of is.
Shows how our minds aren't as strong as we think, huh?
It highlights how important critical thinking is.
Yeah, being careful about what we let in, especially in situations where we're like more open to influence.
Exactly.
Okay, we've talked about role playing and sensory deprivation. Let's move on to something mysterious.
What's that?
Hypnosis.
Ah, yes. Hypnosis. Always surrounded by misconceptions.
Like mind control, right?
Right. People think it's some kind of sleep state, but it's not.
It's more about
Making someone more suggestible.
so not forcing them to do something they don't want to do.
No. It's about making them more open to ideas and instructions.
Got it.
And there are a bunch of theories on how it works.
Like what?
Well, some think it's a special state of consciousness. Like your conscious mind takes a break and your subconscious takes over.
Ah, interesting.
Others see it as a learned response. Like you associate the hypnotist's words with certain feelings or behaviors.
So like Pavlov's dogs.
Kind of, yeah.
But is everyone equally hypnotizable?
No, not at all. Some people are very responsive, while others, not so much.
What makes the difference?
Seems like imagination, focus, willingness to cooperate, all that plays a role.
So there's a lot we still don't know about hypnosis.
Yeah, it's a pretty complex field.
What about those people who can, like, hypnotize themselves?
You mean the somnambules?
Yeah, them.
Fascinating, right? They go into deep hypnotic states without a hypnotist.
How do they do that?
It's still being researched, but they might have different brain structures or something.
Like unique wiring?
Maybe. It allows them to access their subconscious easier, it seems.
So they can, like, control their minds in ways most of us can't.
They can experience vivid hallucinations, forget things completely, even control pain, all through self-hypnosis.
It's like a superpower. So we've looked at role-playing, sensory deprivation, and hypnosis.
All ways suggestion can mess with us, in big and small ways.
But let's talk about something that can totally change someone's beliefs. Sudden conversions.
Ah, yes, those radical shifts. Religious, political, even personal values.
Right, like what makes someone completely flip their worldview overnight?
It's a big question, but there are some common factors we've found.
Like what?
First, feeling isolated from their usual support system.
Family, friends, that kind of thing.
Yeah, makes them more open to new influences, new connections.
So they're looking for somewhere to belong.
Exactly, another big one. Intense emotions.
It's not a calm, thought-out thing?
Nope. More like a powerful sermon, a moving rally, a personal crisis, things that shake them up.
Yeah, so they question everything.
And they're more open to new ideas.
And then there's the power of the group.
Oh, huge. Being around people who all believe the same thing.
Makes it hard to resist.
Especially if you're looking for acceptance.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Right. But there's more. Repetition. Converts hear the same stuff over and over and over.
It wears you down.
Yeah, and it hammers in those new beliefs.
Like programming a computer.
Exactly. And then, the final piece, the promise of a new identity.
Ah, like becoming part of something bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shedding their old self and embracing something new.
Especially appealing if you're feeling lost. So how about some real-world example?
Let's dive into our source material. We've got the Moonies, the Manson family, and the Patty Hearst case.
Oh, juicy. Let's start with the Moonies. What were their tactics?
Well, Dr. Margaret Singer, a psychologist who studied cults,
Okay.
she found they used love bombing.
Love bombing.
Yeah, showering recruits with love and attention, creating that feeling of belonging.
Makes them dependent on the group?
Exactly. They also used sleep deprivation,
Brutal.
controlled their diets, used thought-terminating cliches,
What are those?
short phrases that shut down any critical thinking.
Sneaky.
It's all designed to weaken resistance and make them more suggestible.
So a calculated system to break down their defenses. Okay, what about Manson? How did he control his followers?
Manson was a master manipulator.
Yeah.
He targeted vulnerable people, often young women looking for meaning.
And he used...
Intense pressure, fear. Promised them a new world order.
Right, his helter-skelter thing.
Exactly. An apocalyptic race war, created paranoia, made them dependent on him for safety.
Classic fear tactic. Be afraid, I'll protect you.
Right. It works, unfortunately.
Now, Patty Hearst, she was kidnapped, right?
Yes, by the Symbionese Liberation Army, the SLA, a radical group.
And she ended up joining them.
Seemingly. Even participated in a bank robbery.
Wow. So was she brainwashed?
That's the question. Her defense said it was coercion and Stockholm syndrome, where hostages bond with their captors.
Right.
But the prosecution said she was rebellious and chose to join them.
So it's unclear.
Exactly. It makes you think about how much of what we believe is really our own.
And how much is just, the result of all these external pressures.
Right. Like, where does our true self begin and where does the influence end?
Yeah, it's like we're puppets, but we don't see the strings.
Right. But maybe now we're starting to... Hey, going back to sensory deprivation for a second.
Okay.
Those examples, cults, that Vernon study, they're extreme, right?
Yeah.
But could some of those elements be used in, like, everyday life to nudge us, make us more suggestible?
Interesting thought.
Think about it. Lots of persuasive techniques, even in advertising, kind of create a mini sensory deprivation experience.
Wait, what? How? Give me an example.
Okay, picture this. You're walking down a busy street.
Okay, lots of noise, people, sights.
Sensory overload. Then, bam, a billboard. Simple image, catchy slogan.
Oh, God.
It cuts through all that clutter, grabs your attention. Your brain gets a break from the chaos.
Ah, I see. Like a visual oasis.
Exactly. Your brain wants that order, so it grabs onto the message because it stands out.
So they're using our desire for order to make us more receptive to their message.
Exactly. And it's not just visual. Think about a catchy jingle on the radio.
Oh, yeah. Gets stuck in your head.
It cuts through the noise, you focus on it, boom, it sticks.
They're hijacking our brains. Okay, so sensory deprivation is one thing, but emotions got to play a role in those sudden conversions too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Emotions are powerful, especially when we're uncertain or feeling vulnerable.
Right.
Smart persuaders know this. They use emotions like fear, guilt, hope, even love to get what they want.
Like playing our emotions like a piano.
perfect analogy. Think about love bombing. We talked about it with the Moonies, that feeling of euphoria, belonging.
We crave connection.
Exactly. Once they're hooked emotionally, they'll believe almost anything.
Sneaky. It's not just cults, though, right? I can see it in, like, relationship.
All the time. Love, or the illusion of love, it's persuasive.
It's persuasive.
Look at ads. Products linked to happy families, romance,
Yeah.
politics too.
Mhm.
Candidates trying to make you trust them, feel loyal.
It's a powerful language. So love can be persuasive, but what about fear?
Fear is a powerful motivator. It pushes us to do things we normally wouldn't.
Like running from a tiger.
Right. Sometimes it's used ethically, like those ads warning about smoking or drunk driving.
Yeah, those are good.
But it can be misused too.
Like Manson, with his race war stuff.
Exactly. He created this constant paranoia, making himself the only source of safety.
Exaggerate the threat, offer the solution.
Classic manipulation. We see it in politics all the time.
Vote for me, I'm the strong leader who will protect you.
Yep. Fear-mongering works, especially when people are scared or unsure.
It bypasses our logic. So love and fear. What other emotions get exploited?
Guilt.
Yeah.
Big one. Remember the Moonies? They had people confessing their sins, often in public.
Harsh.
Created shame, made them feel indebted to the group. Then, boom, they offer forgiveness and redemption.
Wow, so you break them down and then build them back up in your image.
It's happened throughout history. Religious stuff, political purges, make them feel guilty, then offer the way out. Creates dependence.
Powerful stuff. Okay, so what about hope? Seems more positive.
Hope is tricky. It could motivate, inspire, but it can be twisted, especially when people are desperate.
So like a light in the darkness, that might lead you off a cliff.
Exactly. Think about charismatic leaders, self-help gurus, big promises, but are they real?
Be careful who you trust. It seems like understanding these emotions is key to, like, navigating all this suggestion stuff. But what about rituals and symbolism? They got to play a role in shaping beliefs and creating that sense of belonging, right?
You're right on the money. They tap into our deepest instincts, emotions we don't even realize.
Like those moony mass weddings, everyone in white getting married at the same time.
Exactly. Spectacle, unity, shared destiny, showing their devotion to Moon.
Like a giant show of obedience.
Reinforcing the idea that Moon was divine.
And Manson, did he use rituals and symbols?
Oh, absolutely. He was all about creating that creepy vibe. Late night gatherings, chanting, his weird sermons.
Like a bad acid trip.
He was fixated on the Beatles' White Album, thought it had hidden messages about a race war.
Helter Skelter.
Right. He built his own crazy mythology, used it to control people.
And the rituals reinforced his power, right?
Totally. Blurred the lines between what was real and what wasn't.
Okay, what about Patty Hearst in the SLA?
They weren't as ritualistic as the Moonies or Manson, but they used symbols.
Like what?
Their clenched fist logo, symbol of revolution. They called themselves soldiers, fighting a war against capitalism.
Creating a narrative, making themselves the hero.
Exactly. And giving Patty Hearst a new name, Tanya, symbolically cutting her off from her old life.
Powerful stuff. So rituals and symbols can be good or bad, right?
Right. Building communities, strengthening beliefs, but also for manipulation and control.
Makes you wonder how they work in everyday life, not just in these extreme examples.
That's a great point. They're all around us, shaping us without us realizing it.
Like what?
Your morning routine, making coffee, getting dressed, even your commute.
I never thought of those as rituals.
But they create order, predictability, comforting in a chaotic world.
Huh, I guess so. And symbols.
Everywhere. Brand logos, for example. Think about the Apple logo.
Yeah.
Innovation, sleek design, belonging to a community.
That's true. I never realized how much they affect me.
And it's not just logos. Flags, religious icons, clothes.
They all mean something.
They affect how we see ourselves, how others see us.
So we're surrounded constantly.
We got to become more aware of it, understand how they work.
So we can make conscious choices. It's like we're in this play, but we don't even know the lines.
Right. But now we're getting a sneak peek at the script.
Exactly. And that's the whole point, right? Become aware so we can start making our own choices.
Exactly. Understand how all this suggestion stuff works, from the subtle to the crazy.
It's like we've been driving a car without knowing how the engine works. Now we're popping the hood.
Think about a time you really changed your mind about something big.
Oh.
Politics, religion, anything important.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see any of these techniques at play?
Ooh, good question.
Were you unsure about things? Feeling vulnerable?
Maybe.
Surrounded by people with different views? Bombarded with messages that tugged at your heartstrings?
Yeah, that's happened.
By looking back, we can spot our weaknesses, See what makes us more open to suggestion.
Makes sense. So it's not about, like, not trusting anyone.
No, it's about having a critical eye.
Questioning things.
Exactly. Don't just accept everything you hear.
So the human mind, it's adaptable, right?
Oh yeah, capable of amazing change and growth.
But that also makes us vulnerable.
Right. So understand how it works, see those gears turning, then you can make real choices.
Choices that line up with what we believe. Okay, so we've learned a lot today.
We have.
Role-playing can change how we think. Sensory deprivation makes us more suggestible.
Hypnosis, the power of suggestion when you're super focused.
Those crazy conversions, the isolation, emotions, group pressure, and those rituals and symbols all around us.
Powerful stuff. But now we know how they work.
So we can't be tricked as easily.
Right. We can be smarter, more careful about what we believe.
Think for ourselves. So next time you see an ad,
Or a political speech.
even a friend trying to convince you of something,
Take a second. Pause.
analyze.
What feelings are they triggering? What tricks are they using?
And the big question, does this match my values? What I believe deep down?
Think critically, and you're in control. You break free.
You make your own choices. Well, that's our deep dive into suggestion.
It's been a wild ride.
Thanks for exploring with us.
Keep questioning, keep learning, and keep writing your own story.